When you think of NBA stars, you might picture towering athletes with incredible physical abilities, flashy moves, and a fierce competitive drive. But our subject today defies those stereotypes in ways that are both unexpected and inspiring. He's not just a great player, but a true iconoclast who has built a career on his own terms and challenged us all to think differently about what it means to be a superstar. So let's talk about this unusual NBA player and discover what makes him stand out in a league full of amazing talent. Get ready, because this is going to be one conversation you won't want to miss. During the 2010s, many people repeated the claim that this league is controlled by guards. Nevertheless, as the decade has begun, the emphasis has gradually switched to big man or larger wings. But it doesn't make guards any less important. Trae Young, Gene Morant, or Luka would come to mind as the best young point guards in the league in recent years, let's say under the age of 25. However, Luka doesn't play the position of point guard, and he has played alongside players who were given that designation, like Brunson. Nonetheless, even men like LaMelo Ball and Darius Garland received great accolades in March of 2022, which is precisely 1 year from now. 15 different league executives were contacted by ESPN, and they were given a poll asking them to rate these young point guards depending on who they wanted to base their team on. As you can see, Gilgeous-Alexander had the second lowest rating out of these 6 players. Shai, though, would come in second place to Luka if they were to conduct this study now. Shai's 2022-23 season has been a surprise, therefore it's time to examine how he was able to achieve this significant advancement and emerge as the NBA's most distinctive superstar. Halfway through the NBA season, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new clients a lucrative deal: $150 in bonus bets if their wager wins. If new customers win, $150 in bonus bets will be placed into their accounts. They may wager $5 on any pre-game money line. Also, they may mix many wagers for a single game, such as wagering on who will score first or which side will be ahead at the half. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may initially catch your eyes because of his height. At 6 feet 6 inches tall and thin, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a point player who plays the game like everyone expects a taller point guard to play. You may still play DraftKings Daily Fantasy even if mobile sports betting is prohibited in your state. Shai, however, is not like that, nor does he possess the strength and size to overwhelm his opponents like Luka. He lacked such physical advantages, but his higher height served as the basis for his playing approach. To create space, he prefers to utilize his length and footwork rather than his handles for speed. He scores subtly. It doesn't mean his handles are poor or that he's sluggish, but they aren't a significant strength of his compared to most other players. Shai scores with great care and a methodical manner that many fans could find tedious to watch. He could be underappreciated because of this if that's the case. Do you believe seeing Steph or Dame hit deep threes, Kyrie showing off his handling, LaMelo's clever passes, or Morant's thunderous dunks thrill fans more? Maybe, but it just highlights how beautiful Shai's game is. According to statistics, Shai is presently averaging 30.8 points per game, which ranks 6th in the NBA as of the time of this video. But even more astonishingly, his productivity soared. Just 3 NBA players are averaging over 30 points per game on at least a 62% true shooting percentage, so you can get a sense of the company he's in. Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are the 3 players in question. Shai makes 2.6 fewer three-pointers per game than the rest of the team. This statistic stands out in comparison to his prior seasons when he averaged around 5 three-pointers per game. While his 35.3-point percentage is not horrendous, it is still his worst playing strength. Shai and his coaches recognized this shortcoming and increased their emphasis on mid-range shooting. His shots are taken at a range that is often regarded as mid-range in over 1/3 of his attempts. Shai is shooting 34% from three-point range, which is slightly better than the 50% he makes from the mid-range, since 34% from three-point range is equivalent to 50% from 2. Yet, just being in the mid-range area gives him and his teammates extra possibilities. He can move fast and typically in only 1 or 2 strides from mid-range to the hoop because of his length. We often see that when he has the ball 15 to 20 feet from the hoop and beats his opponents to the basket. More often, plays like this would be far more difficult to convert if he stayed further out on the three-point line. Moreover, Shai's affinity for the mid-range makes the defense play nearer to the hoop, which in turn creates more opportunities for his teammates to score from 3 points. The statistics also support this view. The Thunder and Bucks are tied for first place in the NBA in wide-open three-point attempts, according to the NBA.com dashboard. They attempt 21.9 open threes per game as a team. Of course, they haven't been struck by his teammates that often. The Thunder had the lowest percentage of open threes made among the top 5 teams. Yet, the main thing is that Shai is producing a lot of open looks, which is what you want to see. They'll have the recipe for success once their youthful players advance or the squad adds more proficient shooters. The fact that they're receiving so many positive glances is encouraging. Shai has no business guiding this club to a record that is over 500 in the West when you consider the rest of the squad. Nevertheless, he is acting in that manner. Surprisingly, they are a playoff-eligible squad. I fail to note that Shai is getting a lot more fouls now that he's playing closer to the basket. He is now quietly poised to break an intriguing NBA record as a consequence of this. He makes 10.5 free throw attempts each game and has an amazing free throw success rate. No other player in history who averages at least 10 free throw attempts per game had a season where they made more than 90% of their free throw tries. That's ridiculous, which explains why he works so efficiently. No other point guard, make that no other NBA player plays the way Shai does. And his defense hasn't even been brought up yet. He steals 1.6 times and blocks 1.1 shots per game, a guard who averages at least one block every game in the NBA. It's encouraging to see, but his defense goes much beyond this. Shai has the highest individual defense rating of 112.5 of all the players in the Thunder starting lineup. The team has maintained a leading role in this for most of the season. He is a relentless defender on the outside. Due to his length and quick feet, he was recognized for it while he played for the Clippers. He suffocates weaker defenders. He blocks the passageways and just makes things tough for the lesser soldiers. He has shortcomings as well. His lanky body in particular has been the target of abuse by more powerful opponents. He is a net asset on defense overall. How can Shai continue to develop? Is one of my last queries. He has dominated so far from every location on the floor inside the three-point line. When he gets into the painting, he still sometimes finds it difficult to complete. He sometimes finds it difficult to strike those little mini jumpers and short floaters. His effectiveness from mid-range is superior to his effectiveness from outside the restricted zone, but within the paint. The big question is whether he will eventually need to learn how to shoot threes. That adds another element to Shai's game that makes him even more difficult to defend at a time when practically every guard is expected to shoot. He has shown that he does not need one. But in the future, having a three-point shooting is essential if he does play alongside another top ball handler. The main subject I haven't covered yet is playing off the ball. I'm not suggesting Shai does that poorly. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has transformed from a potential star to an all-around superstar in the course of one summer, is the Oklahoma City Thunder's version of lightning in a bottle. He doesn't play much off the ball, seldom shoots catch and shoot jumpers, and just sometimes cuts to the basket. It's a worry that he could be peaking too soon, and the Thunder has to mature rapidly if they want to stay up with him and help him in his postseason efforts. That's everything for now, guys. Please share your opinions about Shai and the Oklahoma City Thunder with me. What direction do you anticipate them taking over the next several years? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming NBA content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.